Debugging string. This code right here looks okay, but if we try to save and compile it, the Rust compiler will yell at us. So let's save and see what happens. So as expected, Rust is giving an compile time error. So let's see what is saying. The type, sorry about that. The type string cannot be indexed by integer. So, so you guys are thinking, what is this? Why can't we index a string by a number? And there are lots of questions. So, if you are coming from a different programming language such as JavaScript, Java, C++, their definition of strings are different. So, in those languages, uh, definition applies like this: strings are nothing but a character of an array inside a double quote. So let's run this JavaScript file, and we are indexing at first character, which is H, and let's see what happens. So as expected, we are getting our first character H. So, but why can't we do this in Rust? So, uh, this is where Rust strings comes in different definition. Actually, Rust strings are UTF-8 byte characters. So for those of you who don't know what is byte is just number between 0 to 255, nothing more. And as for UTF-8, is a computer way of representing characters from all human across multiple devices such as mobile apps, websites, software, and so on. So, so why can't we? So again, let's come back to our question. Why can't we just index our string in Rust? So let's look at one example. Let's see, we have an app which is multi-region app, and it is running in US, India, Arabic, and let's say China also. So so now let's assume that an Arabic user opens that app and type his name in Arabic. So, so actually nothing will happen. There will be no error, but there will be some uh, broken text comes in. So there, for those reasons, uh, Rust string are usually stored in UTF-8 byte. And yes, by default, Rust strings are UTF-8 byte characters. So if we try to index it, it won't allow it. So so now again, so now let's see this example. Second example. Okay, let me add semicolon. Okay. So now if we try to run this program, and let's see what happens. First, let's discuss what this program does is they both have string and they both have one character. The length the length should be one, right? But let's see what happens. Uh, so as we can see, length of S is 3, length of A is 1. So why is that? So as discussed earlier, string are by default in Rust stored in a UTF-8 byte characters. So they are not like other programming languages. Strings are stored in a string of characters inside a double quote. That's not Rust. Rust is actually saving us from those broken types of error. So that's why Rust strings are much different. So so now you guys might be wondering, so how can we index a string, and what if we want to get first character or any other character in string? So now let's see how can we do that. Uh, so now let's assume we have name first name called John. So this is our string, and by default it will be UTF-8 byte characters. So of course now we cannot index UTF byte characters. So Rust has three methods where we can say to our Rust compiler what this string actually is. Is it a byte, or is it a characters, or is it a graphing? So for this tutorial we are only going to discuss characters. So now we want to access this first character J. So now let's see how can we do that. First we'll convert this string to chars and we'll index it 0th index. So now let's try to print it first character, and now let's run our compiler. So as expected we got our first character which is J. So now let's talk about some other methods of string which are also important. Uh, so first name is string, and by default it has many methods, but there will be three main methods, and by default strings are UTF-8 bytes. So first name will be bytes by default. So this is bytes by default. Our string is in bytes, but in our previous example we have converted to characters to get the first character. And there's another method which is called um, which is graphing. We will discuss graphing in some another video. So for this video I just wanted to explain how Rust strings are much better than other programming languages, and it is saving you from uh, logical bugs where another programming language it does not save you. It just silently gives you an error without having you to know. So yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you.